To get all the food it needs, a killer whale must catch at least 3 sea lion pups a day, and every day throughout the breeding season.
What up, people? You have just joined The Abomination. In this video, we about to talk about this transgendered athlete, the swimmer, Lia Thomas. Now, my thoughts on the situation. Just being real, the shit's unfair. You got a biological dude that's decided, hey, I'm a woman now, you know, whether or not they have anything to do with him swimming slowly as a male, then he decided, okay, I'm just gonna go and kick these females' asses over there in they sport, in they thing. I know a lot of these folks don't want to admit to actual biology, but I mean, it's there, it's a thing. It was here before these fucking woke ideologies. But I mean, when you look at Lia Thomas, you are looking at a fucking killer whale swim against seals. All right, this killer whale got a long ass body and these big ass muscles that just propelling his ass through the water. And them seals and their little flippers are just fighting for their life, trying to, just trying to keep up. Like, bro, look at this dude compared to these females, and I'm talking about arms long as hell. What them arms doing? Them arms reaching, scooping a whole bunch of water behind them. Whole bunch of water. It's too many people turning off their common sense or just basic knowledge in order to win these empathy points with people and to be seen in this good light, like they just knights in shining armors or whatnot. And I feel like these are really all products of just civilization. Just a bunch of folks that ain't got shit better else to do. Cause I could have swore fucking there was a whole feminist wave or something going on to where, women was so-called superior and independent, don't need no man. And now all of a sudden, for a man to identify as a woman, that's stunning and brave. And now you opening the door for men to just come in into female shit and just kick their ass, just dominate. So I can only imagine how many males, how many men who ain't got their shit together mentally and seeing the world kick their ass as a man and decide, you know what, it's probably better if I just claim to be a woman. You would have told us that a while ago. This should be crazy, far-fetched, hell no, and here we are. So it seems like people cling onto whatever empathetic movement is going on at the time, and it's honestly a part of the media. It's become political. It just makes you kind of think, like, who's in charge of this? Who's running this shit? Who has to gain off of this? And I feel like the only people who really have to gain is the people in charge of us. I'm already against government and don't feel like these folks have our best interest in mind when they make decisions on our behalf. So I just really think that they just doing a lot of shit to just flip society on its head or to make us kind of hate each other as people for different reasons or whatever groups we attach ourselves to or whatever ideologies, to where we gonna be so lost that the government's gonna be like, okay, now it's time to go in and create some order. And then you're going to see this whole reset of what is important to us, or I guess maybe going back to core values as a people, but we'll be under a thumb, not even a thumb, like we'll be in the fucking palm of the government or in the cage of the government. And it's simply going to be for our best interest because we lack common sense and rationality all of a sudden. And a lot of people don't have anything against trans people. I think a lot of people are just at the point in their life to where I don't give a fuck what you do, as long as they don't affect me. So now that you have men that are competing with women in multiple sports and breaking records and destroying them, then it's like, okay, now you're affecting the women, the biological women who worked hard to get into those positions that they are, only to be pushed out of the way by a dude. Instead of just making a transgender division, and that way you could put both sexes or genders or whatever and just put them all together, and that way everybody can be whatever they want to identify as, and they go and compete and they do their thing, and that would be the inclusion and whatnot. Because I mean, shit, women have been fighting for what's this equality and inclusion and shit. And what did they get? They got women's divisions. They know damn well that they not trying to compete with the men, so they ain't asking for that shit. They said, let us get men benefits over here in our women's division. But you humans do dumb shit like that, which is why I identify as a werewolf. But you don't hear me asking people to identify me as that because the shit sounds retarded, okay? And I'm just gonna be retarded in my own little world and believe my shit, regardless of how everybody feel about me claiming to be a werewolf. It's also some shit that I don't need to just tell everybody in the conversation or everybody that I come in contact with. Because as soon as somebody tell me I'm not, then I'm gonna get offended. So I'm just gonna be a little werewolf in my own little world. And it's gonna be real to me. And I just run around with my dogs and, you know, do my thing over there. But in no way am I asking people to accept my reality or my psychosis or whatnot. And I definitely don't want people to suffer some type of consequence for some shit that I've created for myself. So I mean, at first it was women, then Black Lives Matter. So then we started talking about all these marginalized colored people. Then we were sympathizing with old people and with the old and young because of COVID. Now we sympathizing with the blue and yellow flag, the Ukraine. Not understanding that in war, there's no good guy, there's no bad guy. There's two people that got their own shits going on, or two countries, or better yet, two fucking leaders of a bunch of people that are playing chess and got us, you know, going against one another. And people can't point out Ukraine on the map, but, you know, the media tell them Russia bad, Ukraine good, and they just all over that shit. So these are the consequences of this overly empathetic generation of people or group wave of people or whatnot. However many they can get into this line of thinking, we're seeing the crazy shit that comes from that. And honestly, it's really funny because you never know how crazy a person is until you see them do some crazy shit. So now we see the world just real behaving. Now we just see people behaving real off. And I just wonder how far it will go. How many other men are just gonna be like, all right, fuck it. I suck at basketball, so now I'm about to go dominate women. I'm gonna train hard enough to where I can beat all the women. Now, over this weekend, Lia Thomas has, I'm not gonna say lost, didn't do as well as Lia did in the previous race. I think placing like 5th and then 8th in another race, which seems to me like this person is like losing these things possibly on purpose, okay? Just because of all the issues and knowing that if they were to dominate continuously, then, you know, it'll be a little bit too obvious of what's going on. So they know they gotta dial it back a little bit, you know what I'm saying? Make it look like, make the race look like it was close. And also this person is, if I recall correctly, a senior. So after Lia kicks some ass in these swimming races, then next comes graduation and he out of there to live whatever life he want to live. It'd be funny if it go back to being a dude. I'm just saying, that'll be hilarious. And before you know it, these videos that be popping up on YouTube about these female athletes with the tight pants on, you know what I'm saying, got the booty all out. Pretty soon, y'all gonna have to think twice before you talk about some, hey, she look good, that bitch bad, all that type of stuff, cause it's gonna start being some dudes in them outfits. And they gonna know they bad too. So once that becomes the norm, which is the direction that y'all taking it right now, that shit's gonna be everywhere. It's gonna be real prevalent. And a lot of dudes who claim to be straight gonna be like, fuck it, you know what I'm saying? And when they be showing them, the thumbnail be straight from behind. All you see is butt. So you gonna have to wait to actually click on the video before you give your opinion or your judgment. Cause you might turn around and see that Adam's apple poking out. Probably poking out fatter than the butt. But yeah, it's funny. I'm all down for civilization burning. These are my thoughts on the situation. I really don't know what else to say. So if you feeling what I'm saying, or if you don't agree with anything I said, go ahead and leave a like or dislike on that video. And if those buttons are not enough, go ahead and leave me a comment down below. You know, how do you feel about transgendered athletes competing with the opposite of what they were assigned at birth? Do you think that women should speak up and actually fight against this type of stuff, or just continue to let men dominate what they seem as every part of existence and, you know, and they contribute to it. And if you find any value in my opinion and the things that I say, then please subscribe to the channel.
So I'm not sure I get you.
Give me a real fight.
You all right, boy?
Any of you guys read that chapter in The Art of War about misdirection?